What's going on, y'all? Neo Synapse, and you are inside the Synaptic. Today's mental DPSing video is going to be about the advanced mechanic that dropped with game update 43. The advanced mechanic is pretty much a hybrid of the gadgets and the fire advanced mechanic, specifically the volatility portion of the fire mechanic and the 1, 2, 3, 4 aspect of the gadgets advanced mechanic. Take it or leave it. You know, the mental community was not too pleased with the changes. Some people didn't like the damage. Some people didn't like the, I guess the fact that it's a little less diverse than it was, or a lot less diverse, because it requires you to have the vast majority of your loadout spots with pretty much the same powers as everybody else. But we're not going to get into that. We're just going to take what we can get. It took me a while to do this video because I was assuming and hoping that there were going to be some changes. There was one, but not a change that many people were hoping for the advanced mechanic. The change that happened as of today is that Pyro now works with the Terror PI as well as the Daze PI. Now, what they done initially with this AM was that they removed the DOT from Mass Terror to make it the quote-unquote EMP type of hit, or the Mass Det type of hit for the advanced mechanic. And they put that dot onto Pyro. So if your target is dazed, then you will have 2 dots, including the burning dot, and a third Mass Terror like dot. That's Mass Terror from pre-GU 43. Now, so just like with other PI powers and whatnot, you have to apply the PI first in order to get that benefit. So if you start with Pyro, you will not get the 3 dots until you apply the PI on the next rotation, not even the same rotation that you're on. So you should always try to apply the dot first. Excuse me, the PI first. See, like I'm showing here, you get 2 dots from Pyro. That's the burning dot and the regular dot. And if you add the dazed PI afterward, it's still only 2 dots. So you have to do the dazed PI first and then Pyro. As you'll see, you'll get 3 dots, right? You'll get 2 consistent ticks and an occasional third Mass Terror type of tick. Now, activating the advanced mechanic requires activating Resonance, which is the Psi-Res power now. And it looks like that. You get an aura that looks pretty awful, like most mental animations, but they are looking into at least this animation for GU44 for a change. You'll hear that sound, and you'll see that aura around you. It's a 6-second. It lasts for 6 seconds if you don't initiate the rest of the AM, and after that, it's pretty much 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the ranged version of the advanced mechanic. I'm using Phantom Flames, Telekinetic Bolt, Telekinetic Push, and Mass Levitation. Just like with gadgets, the range version, Paralyzing or Paralytic Dart, I forget, Dart, whichever name it is, I'm not sure, but it's very weak compared to even the mid-range AM, and definitely compared to Weapon Mastery. I'm going to say this right now: if you're going to use mental and you're trying to do damage, trying to top charts, what have you, the advanced mechanic is not for you. If you're running against DPSs that have, you know, good powers and they're good DPSs. All right. I have the dazing device in my loadout here, but that's not for this one. It's for the Mass Terror one, which you'll see in a minute. Now, what you want to do is you want to use Pyro every other rotation. So what I would do is I would start out with Weapon Mastery and go into Mass Lev to add the dazed, and then I would start with Pyro, clip that with Psi-Res, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and go back into Pyro, clip that with Cyrus again. Now you can also clip the big hit powers, Mass Lev and Mass Terror, with Cyrus as many times as you like, but I'm not a fan of doing that. It's supposed to be a power back mechanic and all of that, but I mean, you're losing the spirit of what it's supposed to do if you do that too much. I mean, if you have a troll that's doing well, that's fine. I guess you'll be fine. You can do that. You might get more damage, but it's not going to be anything substantial, to be honest. This thing lacks damage when compared to the very good advanced mechanics and to weapon masteries in general. Most of the, well, not most, a few of the advanced mechanics are pretty good. Electricity, ice, nature, sorcery, and then the hybrid ones that you can do with rage and nature and things like that. Really substantial damage and really fun to play with, which is pretty important for me. You know, this 1, 2, 3, 4 thing is very boring, and but those people who find trolling boring because it's, you know, just POT, push power, push power, push power kind of thing, that's how you feel when doing this advanced mechanic. You know, there's far more to trolling than that, but I'm just talking about that feeling that people have who talk about that. That is the feeling. That is the actual feeling from this. And it's disheartening, man. Honestly, it really is. I definitely appreciate the work that the devs put into these things, honestly, and some of them just came out much more, you know, viable than others. And it's an unfortunate thing, but I guess we will have to live with it. Hopefully some changes will be made in the future. Here I have got the advanced mechanic for the mid-range version with Mass Terror here. Again, though, in actual content, what I would do, like hard content, is I would start out with weapon mastery and go into the PI applicator, which is either Mass Lev or Mass Terror, because you won't get the 3 dots from Pyro unless you apply the PI first. So that's what I would do. Then I would start and do Pyro every other rotation. So weapon mastery into Mass Terror, Pyro the rest of the rotation, clip Mass Terror with Dazing Device, do the rotation again without Pyro, and clip that with something else like you know, your trinket, what have you, and then back into Pyro again. And the thing with a lot of these advanced mechanics, especially these burst ones, you get knocked out of your damage and that's it. You know, you are doing no damage for the time that you are hit, from the time you're hit till the time you get back up or aren't stunned anymore, or whatever that is. That is 0 damage, and you have to restart. Even if you don't get knocked down during the advanced mechanic, you have to restart the resonance, because there's so little breathing room, so little wiggle room between the powers. Once you start your Phantom Flames from Cyrez, if you don't do all those powers immediately, you may have space for a little jump to get closer to the target, but if you don't do them within a certain amount of time, your Mass Terror hit will be nothing. Your Mass Levitation hit will be nothing. So keep that in mind when you're doing this. Other than that, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. It is what it is. I will show a little the first part of the solo to see how things go. I will say that my tactical mods, some of them were expired, including max damage. So, you know, there is that caveat when you see these numbers. But anyway, one final thing. Don't try to get, you know, into the whole PIs in between the resonance amplifying powers, because it really doesn't matter. The The PI, whatever extra damage you're getting, would get from the PIs for the various powers, is already given to you with resonance. So you don't need to apply PIs. The only thing you're applying a PI for is Pyro, because Pyro is not actually a part of the advanced mechanic, but is somehow needed. It's necessary in order to be competitive with the middle tier advanced mechanics. And that's pretty much it. Next update, GU44 will be Quantum. I'm not sure what else is going to be in there. When I find out, I will let you guys know. Expect videos, and tell a friend to tell a friend. See you next time inside the Synaptic.
Switch up.